Well, good afternoon and welcome to another segment of Archer's Quest. A couple weeks ago we posted the video where we did the preseason scouting where I was walking through the woods and things like that. So after some emails and stuff, I thought I would do a video here, and what we're going to do is talk a little bit about what you need for scouting or things you might think of. Basically it's things I use, and that depending on how much time and what type of scouting you do, I guess it's going to depend a lot on what you do. I do, like I said, I never stop scouting. It's February. Me and my son, we're in the woods right now. We're marking the heavy game trails. We're looking at rub lines and finding the big rubs. We're finding bedding areas and stuff like that. So what we use, and I'm just going to kind of do a quick run through it, is one of the big things we use is game cameras. I know some people don't use these. In a way, to me, it's kind of like cheating, because I do like to go in. There's places I like to go in and do nothing but just look at it and not know what kind of deer is there. It's kind of, like the surprise and that. But game cameras is one of the big things we use a lot to do a lot of our scouting, especially in the areas that we can't get to a lot and things like that. Now, what I will tell you about this, I see a lot of people doing is they go out and they put these game cameras in maybe like a month before season, and they go back every week, every 2 weeks, and they check them. I think that's checking them too much. Me and my son, we usually put these in. I'll put these in Kentucky. I'll put them in probably about June, first to mid of June. I won't go back and check them until it'll be the middle of August. It'll be August 15th or later. The reason is Kentucky season opens usually the first weekend of September. So I can go in and pull the cards on the cameras, look, see what's what, and try to get an idea of where I want to hunt. Now, I know what a lot of you think. You think, well, my God, you do that, then you got to go back in there and hang a stand. No, we don't, because we hang a lot of our stands. A lot of our stands are hung now. We will reposition them. Or we will have, I've already started picking out trees to hang stands. So if we do have to go in and hang a stand, we already know where we're going to go. We're going to have those trees prepped here within probably in March while we're turkey scouting. What we usually do is we'll do some scouting in the mornings, and then we'll go in and prep trees in the afternoon. But I suggest you get you some game cameras. These little muddies, I like them. You can get them for $80 to $120. Put a battery pack in them, and like I said, they'll last. I mean, depending on how many pictures you get, but I've had over 1,000 pictures on one card, and the batteries have been still had 2 bars. Now, that's another thing, the size cards. When you buy these muddies, you can buy them as a kit where you get batteries and a card. I suggest at least an 8 gig card or higher. Depends on how much deer you're going to get. How many deer pictures you think you're going to get. If you're going to put it on a feeder, then you're 101 and 8 big or bigger. Another thing that's going to be essential to you is binoculars. These are Nikon. I think they're the Monarch 5s. They're the 10x42s. What I like about these, use these for scouting. I do use these for hunting, but I watch a lot of fields, or we'll go into areas. I go into a lot of areas. I've got some stands set up that are no more than observation sets. I can take these in. It gives me a real good, clear view of them. A spotting scope is another thing you might want to consider. I use this. We have some locations that large crop fields and stuff like that, got a couple good vantage points where we can set way back. That way we don't disturb the deer. And that's one of the big things about scouting, is if you're going to watch where they're coming out into these fields, that you want to be in a place where, one, they can't wind you, you're not disturbing them. So having binoculars or a spotting scope is going to help you do that. Another thing, maps. I mean, I've got this map here of Kentucky. I've got different locations plotted on it and stuff. I like having maps available. Of course, now you can use your phone, which I do. I use my phone to keep a lot of information in it. You want to have, when you go in the woods, it's nice to have one of the apps that allows you to mark things as you go and makes it easier to reference. Now, I use Google Earth a lot, and I didn't actually ask. I should have brought my laptop down here, but a lot of times, like on a new area or public ground that I'm going to go into, I will look at it, you know, some of them call it e-scouting, but I will go in and look at it, and I'll kind of find, I look at topos and aerials and all that, or I'll do it on my phone. I find the areas that I want to go look at, and, you know, kind of have an idea when I get there where I want to go, and then once I get, you know, get there, I get in the woods, I use my phone. I've got a couple apps that I'm playing around with to see which one I like best. And what I'll do is I'll go in, you know, if I find rubs, boom, I mark rubs. I find trails, I'll mark a trail. If I get on a real nice trail, a lot of the apps have a tracking mode where you can hit it and you can kind of walk that trail, and that'll give you a good idea too. So, like, you know, one of the big questions everybody says, when to scout. Scout as much as you can. I mean, even though right now it's February, I'll take probably a couple days and watch fields. And the reason is just to see here in this late season, now that a lot of the food sources are gone, to see where these deer are going, you know, and stuff like that as the season progresses. Now I start watching fields more. I'd say we really start, a lot of our scouting picks up in June, because June and July we spend a lot of time glassing fields, doing observation sets in our observation stands. Just basically what we're doing then is seeing where the deer are coming out into those fields, those trails, because we want to know where the deer are coming out, because then we can go in and get on those trails and follow them back up and see, you know, we can learn where the deer are coming from, and then we'll set our stands up on that trail instead of out on the field. I don't set a lot of stands on field edges. Matter of fact, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think I've only got one stand from last year that's actually on a cornfield edge. Matter of fact, I know it's only one. I'd rather hunt more in the woods, have to protect more cover and stuff like that. So, but we'll go over some other things as the season goes on. We'll get into probably the next video I do or try to do will be trail cam placement, where we'll talk about different ways you can set your trail cameras up to get the best pictures in that. So until next time, good hunting.